Family Feud Canada. I'm Gerry Dee. We have a great show for you today. Two families here to compete for a chance to win $10,000. Renee's family is back for a second shot at $10,000, playing against the Kestelman family. Let's say hello to them from Thornhill. Stephen, how are you?
I'm great, Gerry. Great to be here.
Good to have you.
That's what it sounded like on the Family Feud Canada episode on CBC television on March 2nd, when the Kestelman family made its national debut on the popular game show. Now, it wasn't the first time there have been Jews on the show, but it was the first time they've ever had a rabbi wearing a kippah, plus the principal of Canada's biggest Jewish high school, TanenbaumCHAT, and the director of a synagogue afternoon school, all on the same team, and so openly and proudly Jewish. Last year, the producers had reached out to Rabbi Stephen Wise, who runs a synagogue in Oakville, Ontario, because they wanted to up the diversity content of the show's contestants. When they asked him if he knew anyone from his community who might want to be on, Rabbi Wise didn't need to look any further. His wife, Cheryl, and her whole family are game show fanatics, and that's how he joined his in-laws, the Kestelmans, on live TV. They won all 3 matches against 3 other families, then they walked away with about $2,500. They also taught the host, Gerry Dee, and the audience a bit about Jewish culture and traditions.
He really asked us a lot about Judaism. They were so excited to learn about what we do, and we were just proud to show the world who we are and some of our practices.
I'm Ellen Besner, and this is what Jewish Canada sounds like for Wednesday, March the 16th, 2022. Welcome to the CJN Daily, sponsored by Metropia. If you were going to pick a knowledgeable and relatable Jewish family to be on Family Feud representing the community in Canada, you could do worse than the 5 members of the Kestelman team. The rabbi, his wife, and her 2 sisters participated. His mother-in-law was supposed to round out the team of 5, but she took seriously ill at the time of the taping, and the family was even thinking of canceling. But she told them the show must go on, and she convinced her husband Amnon to pinch hit in her place and do it for her sake. Coming up, we'll hear from the family and get some behind-the-scenes scoop on what it was like being on the show. But first, here's what's making news elsewhere in Canada right now.
I'm Diane Sachs in Toronto, and this is what Jewish Canada sounds like.
A Canadian man now living in Krakow, Poland, is part of a special humanitarian effort to raise funds for Ukrainian fighters. Michael Rubenfeld was born in Winnipeg and moved to Poland 5 years ago. That's where his wife is from. They run a theater and performance space in Krakow on the site where the old ghetto is. When the Russians invaded, he heard about a former Ukrainian army medic who was fleeing her country and needed a place to stay. So he and his wife put her up, along with her mother and the cat. The medic's husband had to remain in Ukraine to fight. Now, Rubenfeld and his friends have organized donations of military supplies and medicine. The medic sneaks them all back inside Ukraine a couple of times a week to her husband's unit. They've got a GoFundMe page set up. They hope to raise $100,000. They're up to $60,000 already. And joining me now from her office at the TanenbaumCHAT High School campus in Toronto is the principal, Renee Cohen. So how did you manage to get on this show?
Sure. So it's definitely very, very exciting. Our family loves game shows. Our love for game shows definitely comes from our mom. I don't think my mom has ever missed an episode of Wheel of Fortune yet. Even to this day, she still watches it every night. And she always wanted to be a contestant on a game show. Unfortunately, she got sick and wasn't able to play with us, so we ended up playing for our mom, and this really gave her a lot of strength and nachas. So she continues to be our biggest cheerleader, and that's really how we came to have our love for game shows. And we said, even if we don't get it, we're excited to try.
So you've never been on a game show before?
I've been in the studio audience of Price is Right in Los Angeles, but I didn't get on as a contestant, and so this is my first experience as a contestant, and everyone in my family's first contestant experience as well.
You said your mother watched the Wheel of Fortune, but is that the one you like the best too, or you are like a Jeopardy fan, or what is the one you like the best?
So I love Family Feud. That's definitely my favorite. I've watched all episodes, and when I heard that they were coming out with a Canadian version, I was so excited because it's just, it's a great game to play. It's quick, it's fast. You can play it at home while they're playing it on TV. And it's just a show that I really connect with.
And were any of the clues or any of the questions at all Jewish, through a Jewish lens and anything, or not?
The questions were not. But when Gerry Dee, who's the host, came up to us to talk to our family, he really asked us a lot about Judaism and a lot about our traditions and practices. And everyone at the taping was so excited to talk to our family and learn more about us. It was really, truly a heartwarming experience. And although we didn't win the fast money, we nevertheless consider ourselves big winners because of the unforgettable experience and the quality family bonding time. We're proud Jews from Thornhill, and we wanted to show our Jewish pride to everyone. My brother-in-law wore a kippah and various colored Jewish ties on the show. And a lot does get cut from the taping to the final episode, but they asked us so many questions about our Jewish traditions and practices. We talked about Shabbat, Jewish holidays, Jewish foods, and other Jewish-related topics. And this was really an opportunity to share with the world some of the beautiful traditions in our Jewish faith and what we as a proud Jewish family hold dear and close to our hearts.
And what about some of the other families? Did you at all get any curious looks or any anti-Semitism?
Absolutely not. It was a very heartwarming experience, and everyone seemed to love our family. They all came up to us. They wanted to talk to us. They were so excited that we kept winning the games and kept moving on that, it was a very positive experience.
So how do you prepare for something like this?
So you can go over some questions beforehand and watch different episodes to prepare for it. It's really about energy and trying to think quickly, improv, thinking on your feet, and just coming together as a family to work together, to help one another, to try and come up with creative answers, quick thinking, and just have your energy over the top, spirited, and just having fun in the process.
So I watched the Fast Money one. That seems hard because how are you supposed to know?
So it's always easy to play from the comfort of your own home and to say, oh, I would have gotten that, or I would have gotten that. It is quite difficult when all the lights are on you and you're thinking, you have to think really quickly and, you're in the moment. So it is very different when you're on the show. Every game actually has fast money. So if the family who wins the game plays fast money, so you have a chance to win $10,000 every single time to a maximum of $30,000 or 3 times winning, or you get $5 a point.
And so what are you going to do with it? Is there a tzedakah plan or have a nice dinner?
So we are definitely going to do something as a family, and we probably will do something over one of the holidays together and do something special. So use the money definitely to bring our family together and do something Jewish related. Probably give some to tzedakah. That is what our family does quite a bit, and our kids.
I don't know if their school community, we should say, the principal of the largest Jewish day school in Canada, high school. So, did they know you were on, and how has the reception been since the episode aired?
Sure. So word spread very quickly that our family was going to be on the show. I was getting text messages, phone calls, and emails from everyone, from parents, students, friends, family. A former student that I actually taught over 20 years ago emailed me as well, and she said, did my Facebook feed just tell me that you're on Family Feud tonight? So I said, I guess good news travels fast. So many students came up to me at the school after the airing of the first show and said, Mrs. Cohen, you're famous, you're a celebrity. Can I get your autograph? They loved it. And even to this day, the kids are still talking about it. The teachers are still talking about it. There is so much excitement in the air, and the energy in the ruach was palpable, and it was so nice to see. We felt as if the entire Jewish community was rooting for us. It's something that we will remember as a family for a very, very long time. And we're truly grateful to all the fans that were watching us and cheering us on, and loudly and proudly from their own homes. We definitely felt the love.
If you want to watch the episodes, you can still see them on CBC Gem. The link is in our show notes. And that's what Jewish Canada sounds like for this episode of the CJN Daily, sponsored by Metropia. Integrity, community, quality, and customer care. Today's listener shout-out goes to Karen Zilberberg in Markham, Ontario. We've profiled her famous son, Josh Zilberberg. His career in show business is taking off thanks to his TikTok posts about dating and life in the pandemic. If you missed that episode, the link is in our show notes. And we'll end with a clip from Michael Rubenfeld. He's the Canadian I was telling you about earlier, who lives in Poland, and he's been helping send supplies back into the war-torn country.
It feels like I'm a part of something that's much, much bigger than myself, that I must be a part of. Of course, we're doing what we can, but what's really incredible about what's happening in Poland right now is the amount of collective action. There are so many people working to support Ukrainian refugees, and to support Ukraine right now. I would say it's in the hundreds of thousands. There's 1 million people here, and yet people are constantly working to try and support, to shelter people, to donate money, to raise money, to help refugees, to help however they can. It's just it's a full-on humanitarian crisis.